Hey, what up, everybody? Stephen Breach coming to you. Came home to get some good news. WWE's already planning out next year's WrestleMania. They already have their main event set in stone. They got The Rock and John Cena, and everybody's all fired up for that. That's selling. Well, they haven't sold any tickets yet because they haven't put any on out there. But I mean, that's what's driving the force for everybody saying they want to go to Mania next year. But the second match is already being talked about. I think it's being talked about for the wrong reasons. I guess the California Angels, the baseball team. It's still weird to say that instead of the Anaheim Angels or any of their names they've had before that. But I guess they set a record for the most people wearing costume masks, and they want to do this, Rey Mysterio versus Sin Cara match at WrestleMania for the one fact that they're hoping that people will, buy the masks. For this one mask, and they can get to the point where they can set that world record for their own. Basically, Sin Cara versus Rey Mysterio, I think it would be a great wrestling match. The problems I have with that is I think they're setting this up as the dream match of all time. You have Rey Mysterio against Sin Cara, two of the greatest, I guess Mexican or luchador style wrestlers that they have, that have ever, came to the WWE through Mexico. Sin Cara is what you could say is like the John Cena of Mexico. It was a real big deal that they signed him. Just months before that, they had brought in Alberto Del Rio, who was just as big a star down there. His father was probably the what you can call maybe the Hulk Hogan of Mexican wrestling down there. Um, my problems with this match is that people are going to pick this apart. These are two wrestlers that need to hit lots of high spots in order, for them to get a good response from the crowd. These guys aren't real wrestling driven wrestlers. You would say you're not going to see a real, mat driven wrestling match. For me, people have already picked this apart, saying that the Mysterio versus Alberto Del Rio feud that's going on right now is that we've seen this before. We don't need to see this. It's already happened on SmackDown. SmackDown, which isn't the number one brand, they're now on Raw. But the people are saying that like just because it happened on SmackDown, we're getting it again because most people haven't seen this before, even though it was on a pay-per-view at the end of the year. People are acting like this is a fresh event. I am loving Alberto Del Rio versus Rey Mysterio. If they want to fight 100 pay-per-views after this, I will still more than likely love this match. But I believe that the dream match for Sin Cara myself is more than likely going to be Alberto Del Rio. He's going to need somebody to sort of base him down. If he wants to take his high spots and fly around, that's fine. But he's going to need somebody to sort of keep the match, on the mat where it doesn't have to go 100 miles an hour the whole time for people to think that it's great, which I think people are going to think with Mysterio. I've said this before with Sin Cara. I think Sin Cara is great, but he's getting picked apart by the wrestling smarks out there on the internet, on YouTube and others. I think that what he's doing is good. I think he's really trying in order to get over. He's sort of overthinking what he's doing, and he's just going too fast. Sabu had the same problem when he came into WB the first time for the WB ECW crap that they ran. But I think that what Sin Cara's going to find is that he needs to slow down. He needs to just make sure he hits the spots that he takes, and he's going to get over like gangbusters here. I think that WWE wants to push this guy to the moon, but they can't do it if he's showing up on Botch Mania week after week. So, all in all, what they're saying is they're planning for Mysterio versus Sin Cara, but I think the better match for WrestleMania would probably be Sin Cara against Alberto Del Rio. If anybody has any opinions on this, send me the comments down below, and also you can send me your video responses, which I always accept, and I'm looking forward to it. Speaking of all this Mexican wrestling, we're eating nachos tonight, so good times. Thank you.